Hello, everybody. Oh, I have to watch my mouse again for a second. My windows are poorly arranged. Let's get it so I can see chat. And my volume control. And my focus settings. Good. It's Monday stream time. And ideally you hear music. I got distracted as I was trying to start the stream, which is why we're about 8 minutes late, because I thought, I can fix this. I can make input on this laptop work. I'm sure of it. So, supposedly I have. Supposedly, you can hear music. Our craft can hear music. So holler at me about the music volumes, if at any point you feel the need to. Had to uninstall and reinstall and fiddle with settings, but now there's music on the purged old laptop. Hooray! Hello, Angela's Folly. You do. It's ceramics. We're finishing. Today we're finishing this that we started on Friday. This lovely. And it's pretty. It's almost leather hard. I've let it go a little too long. But you know, I had stuff to do. And I didn't finish the teapot over the weekend. So we're gonna try and finish it now. Let's see if we can get the focus to focus on the focus. Oh, you're gonna be like that, are you? There we go. Oh, Tenchi 3. The pumpkin teapot won the poll. I don't know what else to tell you. Let's do some camera arranging here. Get ourselves a better view. Yeah. Put the light so it's not directly above the camera. That'd be a great idea. There we go. Fixed. Otenshi 3 blames Shep for ballot stuffing, but I would say that it's actually the fault of Twitter, because the second day of the poll, Twitter fully broke, and I don't think anybody could vote after the first night. So I think that you were stuck with the early voters. But it's I'm pretty pleased. It's a really nice, pleasing pumpkin shape. And now we've got to do. Remember the little sketches I had. I'm gonna do a handle and a spout. And I haven't decided if I'm gonna do kind of more of this spout or just a simple little traditional spout. It's a gourd. Got a gourd. I just did a bunch of sketches at one point for teapots. So let's grab some clay and make ourselves a spout. Let's see, what we're going to do is we're going to slide you closer to camera 2 so that you can still have a nice, pleasing visual. Eggplant teapot. Everyone's on board for eggplant teapot. Okay, where's my rolling pin? Back here. Try not to wobble the camera too bad. This slab needs to be pretty thin. I go pretty thick for the walls of the teapot. But the spout needs to be thinner. That's pretty good. Gets a little thick here. Try and even it out. No! How did I do that? How did I flip that into the air? Pile of tools. There we go. And let's see. Down there. Curve up. Yeah, let's go for traditional. Let's see if we can. Ooh. All dry and crackly on that side. Gonna have to fix that before we do anything. Honestly, I feel like I would need an emoji of that for Twitter. Because the combo of there's the T plus sarcastic use of eggplant emoji when replying to Twitter discussion. Oh dear. Chat's run away with my sketches. What have I done? Oh. Okay, let's see if we can make that work this time. That's probably better. Had to take a moment there to remember not to dip my tool into my tea. That would have been bad. Eggplant genie lamp. I feel like most of my emoji uses are sarcastic. Frankly, I don't. How does a sincere emoji work or feel? Am I too old for sincere emoji? That's very possible. I can't see them as communication exactly. Oh, sincere heart emoji. Good point, Valkyrie. That's true. Heart emoji is sincere. Alrighty. Now, need my actual drawing here. How does it go? It goes that way. And then this may have been a rash decision to just go ahead and trim it there, but what can I say? Need to just sort of make this wider in general, I think. Although now I made it quite thin. I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh no, they might be scientists. I feel like that pic of me snuggling a tegu is in real life version of heart eyes emoji. And then they might be scientists says that he's the only tegu in Australia. Aw, because plans to get him a girlfriend were held up by COVID. Poor lonely tegu. No friends. He too is alone during the pandemic. So there, or we can cut it off and make it smaller. There. It's okay. The tegu gets lots of conservationist snuggles, apparently. Oh no. Hugo. But Hugo is sad. Oh no. Poor sad Hugo the Galapagos tortoise, who also didn't get a girlfriend because of COVID. I don't know, friends. I don't know if I like it. Or if I want it to be. I think we'll have to, I think the little, just the little spout is going to be too small and weird for the pumpkin. So I think I'm going to have to learn to like it. I think I'm going to have to get used to it. It will be fine. I will figure it. I will figure out the right shape and make it work. Just want it to have the right feel. That's getting there. Let's see which panel do we feel it goes on? Which part of this pumpkin? Just put that side. I think maybe the steep side, and then the handle can go on the less steep side. That kind of makes sense. Let's go with that. They might be scientists. Informs us zookeepers are very eager to tell everyone about the reptiles and their personalities. Apparently, tortoises have such complex emotional needs. Oh no. Apparently, Hugo shoves stuff around his enclosure because no school trip's coming to say hi and adore him. Hugo can't take it. He needs love. Okay. There-ish. Let's see if we can actually get some holes in there without doing horrible damage. So far, so good. And one more. Oops. Ah. Good. Still a bit of a barrier there. We lost some of it, but that's fine. We'll be fine. I think it will be fine. Hope it will be fine. Still, I let this get a little bit dry, is what happened. This is a little bit too dry to work with this way. So we're kind of we're in a hoping for the best sort of scenario here at this point. Chet, meanwhile, is trying to decide about tortoise social lives. I mean, I can imagine that if Hugo doesn't have other tortoises, that the presence of humans filled some sort of similar social purpose. I can firmly say that when I had two cats, even though they did not really like each other, if one of them was at the vet, the other one was not comfortable. Deeply concerned, in fact. Maybe Hugo is worried that something is eating the humans. I mean, where else have they gone? Clearly something dangerous is happening to the humans. Okay. Oh dear. Well, I can already tell we're going to have to do some sculpting to make this look like a branch. Because this is not a, a nice enough, clean enough job to be a. We're gonna have to hide my failures, is what I'm saying. Gonna have to hide my inability to make a good, clean, simple form with sculpture. You know, like you do. Hide your failings under detail and decoration is my pottery motto. Being a better sculptor than I am a potter. Oh, weird. Have you guys lost MusicBot? That is so strange. It worked at the start, and now it's lost it somehow. So weird. So, it's still playing for me. But apparently, it's just chosen to stop working midstream. No idea why. I got nothing. Sorry. We had music there at the start. Nothing has changed. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, Save. I don't know what happened. But I'm listening to music. And it's pretty epic music too. I'm adding extra clay this time because um, because the base is so dry. The pumpkin is already so dry. But I want to make sure this seam doesn't separate because I could see that happening in the future, honestly. As it dries, because because the difference in dampness between the spout and the body of the teapot I've attached it to is so great, the spout is going to shrink, and it's going to shrink away from the already mostly dry pot, which can cause them to pull apart. Nobody wants that. Leverage references going on in chat. That was a good TV series. I enjoyed it. Just trying my best to smooth the base out here. Make it a clean join. Because then we're going to kind of add some of this branch quality to the spout. Let's focus a little bit there we go. Yeah, I look away from chat for a minute, and then Angela's follows. I learned yesterday that a friend legitimately fell into quicksand earlier this year. Which, not gonna lie, is not a thing I expected to come up in chat. I hope that everything turned out okay. I assume that your friend told you the story. Oops. Just realized I was fully holding that and working completely under the little second camera image. Oops. Let's not do that. Okay. Tools. Don't dip your hand. Oh, dipping my fingers, almost dipping my fingers into the tea. To help try to alter the form of the spout. No, don't. Do not do such a thing. It will end in tears. Okay, we'll just let that sit for a minute. Does need to go up though. There we go. That's better. A little bit more. All right, it's actually not that bad. Now that I've touched it up, it's not too bad a shape. I'm gonna try and just get this clay that I've got sitting back here a little bit softer and more damp. Angela's Folly says she nearly lost a shoe, ended up throwing them away because they smelled so bad. Cartoons warned us about quicksand, but who expects as an adult to actually encounter it? Yeah, basically. And I'm informed that Shep needs a quail in a witch hat. Okay. I guess that's a vote for quail and witch hat when we're done with the handle here. My assumption is that we'll have about 30 minutes left at the end of the stream. That's kind of because I've got to do a handle and I've got to do sort of the details, a little bit of sculpting details. So my thought is that at the end we'll have something fun and random to do. And the options I gave you on Twitter were a tiny skull and a quail in a witch hat. Ooh, Frankenstein quail would actually work pretty well too. I could definitely do a Frankenstein quail, but it'd be like a silly, movie Frankenstein quail, not a Frankenstein's monster, the novel kind of. Not a literary Frankenstein. Falling in quicksand is a very 2020 happening, says Get to Know Nature. Yeah, it's right up there, isn't it? And Otenchi3 says, look, my childhood led me to believe there would be a lot more quicksand in my life than turned out to be true. It's true, there's a lot of quicksand in like cartoons and like adventure literature. Quicksands and bogs. Okay, that's probably pretty good. I'm gonna wash my hands a bit here. And dry them on the sad shop towel. Tea. Frankenstein's quail monster. Yes, I've never encountered quicksand. It's never occurred to me that I might encounter quicksand actually as an adult. Perhaps I should have been planning for it. All right. Just gonna look over this. It's sharp lines. Some, yeah, okay. Let's start. Oh, I found the tool I was looking for during the last stream, by the way. This is the tool I was looking for that I couldn't find and never used. It has that sort of flat, because I wanted to kind of make one of those like a knot in the wood, you know. Like that. Nice knot in the wood. Quicksand. Angela's Folly says one more reason to always hike with a buddy. I did not expect that Monday's chat themes would be sad reptiles and quicksand. This is good. I like it. So I need a better. I don't know. By the way, I'm sure that my Twitch title is lying to you. It probably says Friday tea time, but at least it's still a small teapot. At least we're still doing the pottery, so you know, it's fine. But I need a better title for my Monday streams. I need another tea. I need another tea joke. So I've got Friday tea time. And then I've got tea after dark. You know, to warn people about the adult content, which is mostly me cursing. And the, you know, expected horrifying horror violence. Monday tea party. See, here's the thing. The American political system has ruined the term tea party for me. It's not fair, but it's hard for me to look past it. I must say. Yeah, it's radical conservatives ruin everything. And while somebody somewhere can probably reclaim the term, I don't think I have the I don't think I have the necessary clout. Ooh, high tea. High tea is good. Monday high tea. Sounds very formal. Oh no, there might be scientists. One of the downsides of my vacation with people was people would hear my accent, ask if I was American or Canadian, and then when I said I was from the US, start asking political questions or opining about the current state. Yeah, that sounds. It's like, yeah, we know. Believe me, we noticed. We too know how strange it's gotten. Just some nice chill sculpting, trying to match the lid. Angelus Foley says, "Yeah, imagine living in it." And they might be saying, "At least my boss knows that if he asks, he will get a beleaguered sigh, and then me grumping about racism and gerrymandering." Yeah, like at this point, we don't talk about it. At this point, bringing it up is just inviting either a rant that ends in everyone being sad, or blocking someone on Facebook or Twitter. Oh, 1023 says a friend posted something along the lines of, "Is the US election soon?" And I had to tell them to be quiet. If they scare it off, we'll have to do this all over again. Oh no. Otenchi3, it keeps passing me messages from Shep. Is Shep yelling at me on Twitter, which I don't have open? Is that what's happening right now? I wasn't really paying attention to the replies to my posts on Twitter while I do this. Because it's just the laptop. Not enough space for open windows. Well, this is going pretty well, I feel, personally. Starting to look nice, starting to look like that oh no, Shep's being polite but knows that Otenchi 3 is ADHD enough to bounce between them frequently. I see. Alright, how to do this next. Where should these lines go? I think if we're going around, that's let's go this way. I need to find out if the place I was firing is still doing kiln space, because I gotta fire a whole bunch of stuff here soon. I keep neglecting the glazing in favor of the making, which is a problem because that just means I end up with more and more pottery sitting on shelves. But glazing's kind of boring, to be honest. I know, weird. That's the part where you get to add color, woo, but I don't know. It's just not as interesting as making the form in the first place. Angela's Valley says if you have enough to fire, then you could justify firing on your own. I mean, I've probably got 3 square feet if I do it all, but I won't have it all ready, I don't think. But I don't have a kiln at home because I can't afford the electricity hookups and madness. And also, I'm renting and there's nowhere to put it. That would be dangerous no matter what. There's no garage in my life, you see. Um, so I've got to rely on someone else's kiln one way or another. And my little neighborhood group studio is trying, but is still not yet back into operation. Um, for various reasons, city budget, but also, trying to wrangle how to deal with um, limiting the number of people inside because of COVID and how many people that actually is. Because, what is the COVID capacity of a pottery studio? When you come right down to it, how do you know? How do you tell? Uh, Hotenchi 3 says I should find someone who enjoys glazing and collab. See, here's the problem. I'm also a little bit of a control freak about stuff I've made. So I know what I want the glazing to look like. It's not very exciting to do it comparatively. I also still need to buy some additional glaze. And some wax, some things that I would have had sort of if I had constant access to a studio. But now I really must own myself. I realize this bit is boring, but I've gotten distracted trying to make sure that the connection to the pot is nice and clean. Before things get too dry to have the opportunity. Hello, Matrix Aria. I'm glad that this is satisfying to watch. little soft on this side. Let's go back to making texture. Oh, we've got a ginger, tarragon and ginger soda. I'm not I'm not I'm not necessarily here for it. Vostok's tarragon and ginger soda. Apparently it's light on the ginger. It's only a spicy side note. But the tarragon though, why? What is up with that? Where did I put? Okay, that goes around that way. We'll go around this way. Follow the tip of the. Okay, okay, chat's behind tarragon and ginger with less ginger. Fine. I bow to the majority. Oh, it's so weird that I can hear the music and you can't suddenly. So annoyed about that. I was so proud of myself for fixing it. And it turns out it was all a lie. Alas. Just destined to have no music with pottery. Apparently we have the country of Georgia to blame for tarragon and ginger as a soda. Fair enough. See, I like ginger. I don't. Why would you have to develop a taste for ginger? It's delicious. It's warm and spicy. All right, I'm feeling pretty good so far about this. About this sort of twisty shape to match the lid here. I'm pretty good with a match. I thought about doing something with leaves, but eh. But I don't know. Just I like sticks better. Matrix RS says, have you tried ginger candy? I love ginger candy. I also love, yeah, it's like candy ginger, like the little chunks of sugared candied ginger. Delicious. The thing is, I would never have put it with tarragon, which I associate with sort of a delicate herbal flavor of like French food. I don't. Like tarragon, I put on Brussels sprouts. I don't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to make of tarragon and ginger together as a team. What's the right angle to make this work? How do I draw this line without crushing anything? There we go. Get there. Speaking of without crushing anything. Oh dear. Make the inside of my spout nice. Does, after all, have to pour tea. That being its primary job. There we go. Okay. I think we'll leave that as kind of another knot. And call it about done. Because we do still have a handle to make. Matrix Aria is confused about what tarragon. Yeah, I don't know what your native language is, Matrix Aria, but yeah, I don't. Tarragon is the most English word for a spice ever, really. Right, back to smoothing. Just for a bit, just to get a little last bit of fixing. I want a good connection. Nice and smooth. There we go. Ooh, found a direction in which the lid does not fit. Guess it warped a bit while it was drying. Not a lot I can do about that now. Where's the rectangle tool? There it is. A rectangle tool. Fixing the lid. You can kind of see how it's warped just a little bit and it's like an oval instead of a circle. I'm just gonna see if I can trim it down a bit. Solve that. Yep, there we go. Perfect. So, teapot, spout, pumpkin lid. Time for a handle. Need to tidy up my space. Ah, French. In French, it's known as. Oh, I'm going to pronounce this badly because I never pronounced French correctly. It's estragon. Aha. My lack of French pronunciation was a tragedy for art history classes, let me tell you. Oh, they might be scientists who went to an experimental gin lab while on vacation? Well. At this point, chat's in-jokes are going to start including gin. Not just quail. I was rolling that out very poorly. I apologize. I'm going to try starting with a little bit less clay and see if we can be less bad at our job. Oh, 4 pillars. A bottle shop by day that becomes a lab/bar at night. Let's try and roll a nice round coil. Goodness. Fancy, fancy gin lab drinks. The trick to rolling a nice coil is to not rush it, which I'm bad at doing when I'm doing it live on camera. Patience while people are watching is hard. The bad apple as a drink. Oh, that's a great name for a drink. Bad apple was gin, pomegranate acid, and sparkling apple. Sparkling apple cider, I assume. Because the thing is, if you roll the coil wrong, it starts to go, like it's almost doing now, it starts to go slightly oval shaped. And then it gets hard to work with. Well, I think the bad apple sounds amazing. I think that's a perfect name. Perfect name for the beverage. Ooh, gin infused marmalade. Fancy. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. Gin chocolate, gin salt, but like marmalade seems like a thing gin would go with. How's our time? Let's see. Yeah, 6:14. Okay, yeah, I think my original estimate is still correct. I think we're going to have about 30 minutes at the end for our unless anyone wants to to vote against it, the quail with the witch hat. Sounds like quail with witch hat is the silly end of the stream. Needs to stay pretty thick on the ends. So let's see if we can do a taper. Arcraft says as if anyone here would dare vote against quail. That's fair. We do have a history, reputation to maintain, if you will. We do have the pirate coffee quail already, so I just thought, which hat quail might be a good seasonal quail, if you will. A Shiraz gin? I have questions. Yeah, our craft. I think it's just us in the United States who are basically screwed for ordering alcoholic beverages from other countries or other states or at all through the mail. All right. I want it to be pretty hefty, just a little bit thinner in the middle. Because I want it to, this is a little bit bigger than some of the others. I want it to feel, okay, perfect. Now, just gonna square it off a little bit. Because then we can twist it. We can get that really nice, the start of that nice same sort of shape that we have on the lid. Get that nice square twist in there. And then this one is the side that we're gonna go on. So there. And then about here. Okay, good, good. Strengthen that twist a little bit. Harden those edges a little before we attach it. Although we'll be able to sculpt them like we did the lid. Ah, Arcraft says it's not that 4 Pillars. 4 Pillars won't ship international either. It's just that some German online stores have their stuff. Ooh. Matrix Aria has some Canadian whiskey made with maple syrup, which solid choice. I don't know how we became the quail gin, the quail and gin stream channel, but I'm not sad about it. Oh, I've got clay on my on my mug. Don't drink out of that side. Let's make some positioning choices, like down there. Yeah. Yeah. The nice thing about a pumpkin is that it's really easy to center things and figure out what's directly across from something else because of the neat and tidy fact that it's ribbed in partitions. Extremely convenient. Then you go, let's, yeah, all the way up here, and then we can, up here. Too big? Do I need a little bit less? I feel like I might need a little bit less. I don't know. Yes or no? I think it's fine. I've decided yes. Because the lid's quite tall. And this way, they can kind of compete in height. But I kind of want it to be more that shape. Second camera, there we go. More that shape. Now when I attach it, I'm gonna try and follow this line. I might need to add a coil again, like I did with the spout. To make sure it's got a nice firm attachment to the pot. No one wants their handle falling off when they pick up their teapot, after all. That would be unfortunate. Put my lid aside again. Well, maybe I won't need a coil. Maybe it'll manage as it is. Maybe. I can pull it down the side here a little bit. But the top, I don't know. Yeah, the top needs a coil, I think. Just gets too narrow there at the bottom. Let's add a little bit of clay. Oh, hello, the lapis lagomorph. Swear I'm just going to start calling you Blue Bunny. I won't. I won't arbitrarily change anyone's username. I promise. Sorry that the music bot is still telling you what it's playing that you can't hear. I still don't know why that happened. I was so proud of fixing it, and it still doesn't. I mean, the lapis lagomorph is essentially like saying the blue bunny, right? You know, that's. I mean, it's either that or the precious stones bunny, semi precious stones bunny. Doesn't have the same ring to it. It's a bright exercise to imagine what the music might sound like, says Angela's Folly. Yeah, I don't. I got. Everyone agreed that there was music at one point. I remember I was paying attention. I asked. It showed up on my levels. OBS showed it playing. Now it doesn't show up on the levels. It's gone. Nothing I do will put it back. I don't know. I don't know what I did or did not do. I don't have an answer. Just a little bit of burnishing. Because I secretly love burnishing. It's just very satisfying. Now back to what we were doing. Oops, fingernail, no. Fingernail's the enemy of all pottery. Oh no. Slightly too much clay. We'll be fine. Ah, the Matrix Aria, this burnishing tool, it has an agate tip. It's polished agate. And it is, this is actually more of a jewelry tool than a pottery tool. This is for burnishing metal, especially if you've set a stone in a bezel. You can sort of use this to burnish it around, but it's quite nice for pottery. I also have for burnishing just a nice stone, nice smooth stone that I use for sort of broader patches, like here. It's nice for going over sort of a large space. It's from a beach in Ireland. I think Galway. I forget now. It's been a long time. But it is a very good burnishing stone. Basically what you want is a smooth, polished sort of stone that's going to be harder than the clay that you're burnishing. What it does is it smooths down sort of the grains of the clay, which is just dirt suspended in water, really. And smooths the finer fibers of it, sort of the finer grains rather, over, making a smoother surface. If I was firing this at a lower temperature, for example, wood firing in a pit, then it would keep that glossy finish. As it is, what's going to happen is that it will it'll lose that shine and just be smooth but matte, because I'm going to fire these at a higher temperature with glaze in the end. But I still like to burnish them because I just like burnishing. It's satisfying. I like the finish at the end. You know, it looks nice. And holding the sort of unfired greenware when it's all shiny like this just makes it feels good. Angela's Folly says, "What are we all anyway but dirt suspended in water?" Ah, dust to dust, as it were. Goodness, let's get this little connection made. Still debating the extra clay down here, but I think it's fine. I think it does not need it. We shall manage. keep I don't know if you can see it slightly off camera, but I keep wiping my tools off on this damp sponge because as they collect clay, they'll start to scratch the surface or not do their job properly. Trying to get my curve correct here. That's feeling pretty good. This bit is feeling a little bit a bit chunky. I don't know. See if I can't solve it. Maybe what we need is a circle. Oh no, now Kitchen Nature is singing All We Are Is Dust in the Water to the tune of All We Are Is Dust in the Wind. Water suspended in dirt. It's gotten weirdly philosophical now. So we're sparkly, slightly radioactive, star dirt. But also, they might be scientists as a mobile bacteria transport service. So there's that. There it is. Oh, I'm running out of time. Gotta get to our promised quail here. Guess we better start some sculpting here. Oh, Lapis Lagomore says, I hope the bacteria will enjoy the random semi-truck noises I'm going to start making. Oh, goodness. Some good fall branch shapes going on here, which is, again, trying to match the spout we've got here. And the lid, which I've shoved to the side for its own safety. Again with the fingernail. Stop it. Gotta be more mindful of my fingernails. Where? Follow that around, I think. Oof. Too messy. Too messy a connection. Must solve. Must tidy. That's better. Well, I really like this one section. Uh-oh, Chad is comparing cat meows. Your cats only have the one. Mine has a whole range, depending on whether you're looking at him or not, whether he's in the room with you or not, what he wants. What level of actual distress versus imagined distress. Yeah, chat is full of a lot of green today, isn't it? A lot of green usernames. Don't know what happened there. Speaking of messy connections. This was both messy and rapidly getting too dry to fix, so. So here we are. making sure that the connection is tidy. There. Like that. This might be another place for a little knot. Here. Yeah. Ooh. Evolve is going to gonna get a haircut, it sounds like. Speaking of running out of time, do we want another gin review today? If you are up for it, Arcraft, we always like a gin review. Have fun getting your haircut, Evolve. Going out into the world. Be safe. Wear a mask. I say, assuming you're in the US. I don't know where you are. If you are in some other place, perhaps you have significantly less of a risk than we do. In which case, good on you. Congratulations for not fully failing the pandemic like we did. Like we continue to do. But still. Always good to be careful. I admit that I would enjoy a haircut. I have been cutting my own hair, and I'm not truly tragic at it. But let's just say that it's not my calling in life. And I did not so much choose these bangs as have them happen to me. Getting there. We had to be the best at something, says Angela's Folly, might as well be failure. Oh, good. Now down to single digit, says Evolve. Excellent. Let's go try and make these the edges of these curves a little bit sharp. While I try hard, oops, not to break the shape of the handle. I'm going to leave this just a little, like the middle, I'm going to leave a little bit less sort of finely, sharply detailed. Because you've got to hold it. And detail is fun, but you want to be able to comfortably hold your teapot. So, you know, like that. So it needs to have some texture, but not so much that it becomes unpleasant to wrap your hand around. Okay. I might touch that up later, but for now, I feel like that's pretty good. Looking like the drawing. Pretty nice pumpkin. Satisfying viney woody shape with its delicious pumpkin form. Feeling pretty good about it. Now we got 10 minutes. I'll go for 15. I do have to do some client work, so we can't go super late trying to make a quail, but I'll stand up here, put this nice sponge to protect our teapot from drying too much, covered it in plastic, and put it somewhere else. Back here, I guess. Sure. Because I got this clay here all out. Let's see how fast I can make. It's a pleasing. Oh no, I dropped it into the. I dropped it into the pitcher of water that I was dipping it in. That's gonna be a problem. Hang on. Ah. Well, I've made a mess. This is why I've got a mat and this canvas down. Yeah, I'm glad everybody likes the teapot. Yeah, it's nice, shiny, smooth, round shapes with a little bit of organic decoration. Is pleasing, I find. Also, I just really like making pumpkins. I don't know what it is about the shape of a pumpkin, but I like a pottery pumpkin. I like a ceramic pumpkin. Okay, this is the witch hat bit. I'm gonna go kind of maybe a little bit more witch hat. No, I think that's good. We're gonna be kind of small. It's gonna be smaller. The little witch is gonna be smaller than the surprisingly large pirate. Good night, Otenchi 3. Sorry you're gonna miss the last little bit of adventure. May Potu watch over you. Oh, I forgot that this computer doesn't have the animated Potu. So quail shape. How fast can I make a quail? Used to be pretty fast. I think I'm out of practice. Gonna need to be. I've learned my lesson with quail and hats. Hello, mollusks and monsters. You've come in time for the witch quail at the end of all things. Well, the end of Monday stream. Monday high tea, Friday tea time, Saturday tea after dark. I think that's the naming convention that we'll go with. I've tried a number of things for Monday, but many of them were a little bit lockdown specific, and I think that now we can all agree let's not talk about that anymore. Like it's time to acknowledge that it's been long enough that that's just the new normal. What were the lessons to be specifically be learned about quails with hats? The hats make quails front heavy and that they tend to tip over. Watchful potus can be quite alarming at 3 a.m. What with the staring and lack of personal space boundaries, says Lapis Legomorph. That yeah, I'm told that people find the potu disconcerting. I think of him as a good friend. So what I'm doing to mitigate hat weight is to attempt to make a more upright quail and have sort of a looking over the shoulder quail face. Thusly, it'll become more clear in a second as I formalize the quail shape. But the general idea is to make sure that the weight of the hat doesn't tip the quail forward. You want your quail to be balanced. Want a well-balanced quail. Want your witch quail to stand up on their own, really? You know? Yeah, there we go. That's a pretty good shape. Yes, we're gonna do fire gin today. The elemental gin set that Arcraft has achieved lately. I believe this was from a Munich distillery. I believe. Correct me if I am wrong, obviously. Oh no, Lapis Lagomorph says my quail is a bit of a chain-smoking mess, needs more zen. Just gotta learn the true shape of the quail, as it were. Wing. And then wing on this side. A nice twisted around quail. Okay, good. I'm pleased. I'm pleased so far with that. Want the wings to be there. Oops. Bit of a messy line there. Tidy our quail. Ah, the unicorn is the Duke. This is Break's gin, which is from Karlsruhe, I'm gonna say. Again, German. My German pronunciation is better than my French pronunciation, but not by a whole lot. Although fire breaks is a pretty breaks fire, fire breaks, pretty solid gin name. Feels very exciting. Where's my little? There's my little tool. Come here, little tool. My feather tool. I guess it's also kind of a scale tool, but I left the wood a little rough, so it kind of feathers. Botanicals of fire gin include coriander, cardamom, cubeb pepper, tonka beans, and cinnamon and chili. Which does sound very fire gin, to be fair. I don't know why I'm putting those details there, because the hat will probably cover them. But that's fine. Okay, it's time to add the eyes. Most important part, the windows to the soul. There. There. Now, gotta be out the same. There. Quail. Okay. How are we doing? Okay, we got time. Witch hat. Tonka beans are illegal in the US? Why? What? I had no idea. What did they ever do to the United States? Okay, because a witch hat needs to be a pointy hat. Okay, hang on. Hang on. How steep a hat are we talking here? Maybe like that. Close. Good enough, I think, to work around. Apparently it's because of a worry people may eat a ton and kill their liver. But we're allowed to drink. Well, learn something new. Even if that new thing is, turns out you can't have tonka beans. Well, on the bright side, it turns out that the squishy curve of this hat is actually pretty great. Pretty good witch hat material. Actually make it a little bit smaller. Here we go. The world's fastest witch hat. Here we go. Now we need a witch hat brim. which means I need to find the right size cookie cutter. I think this might be the right size cookie cutter. Yep. Telling you, set up a bunch of cookie cutters in different sizes. The best pottery tool. So many of my pottery tools are not pottery tools. I've got dental tools and a spatula and an immense set of cookie cutters in different sizes. So chat's come to the conclusion that we don't have any idea why specifically tonka beans are illegal in the US. Never know. Where's my scoring tool here? Making a tiny witch hat. Ah, the gin does indeed taste like fire. Slow burn. Interesting. Good, so this is pretty well attached. Now what I'm gonna do is taper it a bit. Smooth it out. Nearly done. Cookie cutter again. Oh, this time I better stand up. Make sure I've centered it properly. Now, other things that need to be done. We need to have a little, because this is hollow, we need to have a little hole so that it can breathe. Let's see, our witch hat can kind of fold back, I think, which means that this should be the front. And you can see I've put it on and it's already, weight's already tipping things forward. Gonna remove this center here. Try to get some of the weight off again. Just a little. Not a huge help, but a little bit of a help. All right, fire gin. After a cautious first sip, it's almost disappointing. But then the chili builds up as you drink and it starts sending flames towards your sinuses. Ooh, maybe give the quail a wand or a broomstick as an inconspicuous brace. Broomstick, brilliant idea, Artcraft. We don't have much time. I've got client work to get done, and I got to make myself dinner. But I think we can manage a broomstick. I think we'll just See if we can quickly pull a handle here. Nope, too aggressive. Too rushed. Shame on me. Broomstick. Of course a broomstick. Again. Ah, come on. Be patient. We'll go with that. Twist it like we did the other bits. A little bit longer. Break that there. Okay. Now I need a broom end. Not. If you add tonic water to fire gin, it makes a nice gin and tonic that has a very pleasant burn. A spicy gin and tonic. Okay. Broom end. Where's... Oh no. Let's see. How do brooms attach? I'm just gonna say with a bunch of twine that goes around. Like that. That seems accurate enough. Good enough anyway. Good enough for witches. Broomstick. Hat. Hat. Broomstick. Where does broomstick attach? Here, I guess. Oh, and it needs little quail toes over the broomstick. That's going to be tricky. Oh, this fire gin is definitely one recommended if you can get your hands on it, says our craft. Okay. Just making some quail toes. Right. Now, attaching quail toes. Where's my tweezers? They're around here somewhere, I thought. You remember last Friday when I said I'd organize my tools? I didn't do that. Did not happen. Oh no. Quail toes was too fragile. Okay. Now to delicately attach those toes well. Not working. Oh dear. This did not succeed. I think the problem. Oh goodness. Let's get that hat on though. So we've got quail and a witch hat. So that's good. But this is too wet to deal with. So we will have to attach that later once it's a little bit firmer. But that's okay, because you can get the gist of it. Trying to put toes on too damp. So that's the idea anyway. But we're gonna have to let that broom settle some before we can attach it properly. But there you have it. We're gonna start wrapping up there. We put the handle and the spout on a teapot, made a quill with a witch hat and a broom, and discovered that our craft definitely recommends fire gin from Breaks Gin. And that is your Monday stream. Thanks for joining me for some pottery finishing. Hope everybody had fun. Sorry the music only lasted for a hot second there. I'll try and figure out what happened later. Or I won't, and we'll just never have music in pottery again. That could just be our future. Quiet pottery. Ooh, this might be Get to Know Nature's favorite quail. And that's pretty good because we have a toga quail, a Regency lady quail in a bonnet, a pirate quail. We've got a lot of fancy dress quail at this point. It's a cute little witch though. It's a pretty good little witch quail. If you're new to the stream, you can see me again on Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. for Friday Tea Time. We'll be back on the computer doing digital art. And you can donate to Art Crafts Gin Fund if you like gin reviews on ko-fi.com/ricksginfund. And if you enjoyed my stream, you can hop over to my Patreon if you want. There's coloring pages, you get more photos of finished pottery, more processed stuff, and a variety of possible rewards. Otherwise, I'll see you on Twitter and on Friday for Friday Tea Time. Have a good week. Be safe, be well. And if you're in the United States, vote and also abolish the police. And I'll see you later. Good night.